The best thing that could ever happen to me in this job is the day that I get to write an email to all the judges that says, you no longer have to call me and ask if we can take a case. You just know that every case that comes through Denton County, I'm going to assign a CASA advocate to. That would be the best. That would be incredible. Over the past few years, we've seen a huge growth in Denton County. What that means for CASA, just as an example. 6 months ago, there were 400 children in care in Denton County. And when I did the last report, there were more than 600. So we're not just growing, we're exploding, and that's really hard on our organization. Fortunately, with that growth also means that we do have new advocates and volunteers that want to come work for CASA.
What I would want to tell someone who's considering being an advocate, being a supporter of CASA, is that I don't think there's anything we can do more than take care of the kids in our communities. And the sad reality is we have a lot of kids in our communities that need help.
What CASA does is provide kids in this community with volunteers to be with them during the worst part of their life. It's a tough time. They may have been woke in the night, told that they're leaving their home, leaving their parents, leaving their school, everything they've known. They may be given a garbage bag to pack in and given 10 minutes to get ready. And from there, they're going to meet a caseworker. They may meet a forensic nurse. They may have to talk to police officers. They are going to meet a new foster home. By the time they meet us, they've already met 5 or 6 other people that are new, brand new in their life. But the difference between CASA and those other people is that those other people may come and go. They may see a lot of different faces. Their foster parents could change. The caseworkers, unfortunately, change quite often. The CASA is the one consistent throughout the entire case. We really strive to be the one consistent in their life during that time.
When I entered foster care, I was very nervous, very fearful, because I didn't necessarily know what I was going to experience in the process. Growing up, I struggled a lot. I experienced a lot of different types of abuse, and I was just very damaged, and I had lost trust in people because the people that I did trust are the ones who hurt me. And going through that, I didn't know what to do or who to go to because I was in such fear that I was going to get hurt again. And I had a parent who was never there. Having that, I just was left to basically fend for myself. And it was extremely hard because in the area that I grew up in, it was very rare to see somebody, 1, who was in foster care, 2, who was going through that, because the area I lived in was an area where a lot of the children were privileged. They were very sheltered. They didn't have to experience a lot of the things that I was experiencing. And so I felt like an outcast. And I started self-harming a lot and trying to take my own life. And I didn't feel like I was being taken seriously. And so I continued to self-harm and continued to try to end my life until somebody finally noticed at school. And my mom just wasn't in any condition to take care of me. And so I ended up back in the hospital and was then placed in CPS custody. And from there I went from placement to placement to placement. So many that I don't even think I can count them on both my hands. Just because somebody grows up in the legal system and having to go from home to home, it's not necessarily their fault, and they can't control where they're being placed or who they're with. And a lot of times they didn't ask to be put in these circumstances, and to have someone who goes above and beyond to make sure that they have what they need and to find a placement and fight for you and fight for what they believe should be best for the child. It's amazing. The first thing I remember about meeting Miss Mary was this big smile that she had on her face. Like I was just the happiest person. She was there to meet. And I don't know, just something about her made me really want to open up, because I could tell that she genuinely cared and genuinely appreciated and cared about the job that she was doing to help others.
Children need to know that there's someone who cares. Children need to know that you're going to tell them the truth. Children need total acceptance and somebody that's going to be there. But I knew that this had to be your journey. It wasn't my journey, it was your journey. It was my job to stand by you. And if you asked for help, it was my job to help you. So I began shortly after that to just call you my Hannah, because I don't think you felt like you belonged to anybody. That's how our journey started, with my Hannah.
Miss Mary, I want to thank you for everything that you've done for me from the beginning, and who knows till the end of time what you'll keep doing for me. But I am so gracious and grateful for the unconditional love that you've showed me, and you've showed me how to love others and allow others into my heart, and you showed me how to trust again, and you showed me how to never give up. And I remember we were looking up quotes that I could use to help keep myself motivated, and there was this one that really stood out to me that I talked to you about that said, "I refuse to sink." No matter how hard things got, I could never let the obstacles, which were the anchor, sink me down. And with that, I got it tattooed on my left wrist, the quote saying, "I refuse to sink with the anchor." And that's something I'll never forget. And as long as I will be able to remember, I'm never gonna give up, because you show me how to persevere and how to show resilience and keep thriving and doing what I need to do, no matter how hard it gets. And for that, I'm forever grateful.
You're welcome, Hannah.
I have a lot of people that say, "I can never do what you guys do." I hear people tell advocates that all the time. And more often than not, those are the people that end up writing the checks. They can't do that part of it, but they want to help. And that's fine, however you can help. I would love it if every affidavit that came across my desk, I was able to say, absolutely, without even reading it, I can take that case. We have a volunteer that wants that case. But to do that, we need so much help from the community. We need the community to be aware of what we do, the need, the children that are out there that need those people to come into their lives. We do need the funding, but we also need people to step up and say, "Hey, I'm not sure if I'm cut out for this, but I want to help." There is a way for everybody that wants to help. There's a way, we'll find it. But it's going to take the whole community. Like they say, it takes a village. And it truly, truly does, because we can't do any of this without help from so many different people.